Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It's Lisa from Craftin' and Cruisin'. Welcome. When you get on, say hi and let me know where you're coming from. And if you come on later, if you don't see the live button in the top left corner, then please hashtag replay so I'll know you're on the replay and I can welcome you. Hope you guys are having a great day. It's a little cool here in Tennessee. Not too bad though. I'm not going to complain. In fact, I'm out in the motorhome and I have the door open because we've had the heater on, getting ready for Romano to come back from his Kentucky trip. And so we were trying to warm it up. Hey, Donna Harrison. But I can't take too much heat. So I turned it off. And when he comes in, he might come in while we're live. So when he comes in, he'll probably say, "Oh, Madre, it's cold." But I'll tell him, just quit being a wimp. Just because you're from the Haitian area and Dominican Republic, just get a grip. So my sidekick Rodney had to go out on a job in Nashville today. So he's not here to read comments. So I will be doing my best to read comments as we go along if I can. If not, I will go back and read them afterwards. And if you have any questions or prayer requests or comments, hey, Jessica McDonald, I'll be happy to get to those and answer your questions. You can always send me prayer requests. I'll leave them here for the group. Or you can email me to craftandcruise@gmail.com. Spell out the word and I would love to be able to pray for you. It's an honor and a privilege for me as a believer in Jesus to do that. So let me know if you have any prayer requests. My hair is a hot mess today. One prayer request for those of you who follow Debbie Riggs, she's been having some major dental reconstruction in her mouth. And she's been back several times. She had to have a sinus lift to help produce more bone. And that got infected. Well, her implant got infected. And then when she went back yet again, the sinus implant fell. I mean, the sinus lift fell or something. So she's at an oral surgeon now. She's in a lot of pain. And not able to even open her mouth to talk, let alone eat. She's probably lost a ton of weight by now. So please keep Debbie Rigg with Studio MD-AZ in your prayers. I would appreciate it. So I'm going to show y'all a couple of things and we're going to do an unboxing before we start. First of all, I want you to see this adorable ball cap that was made by Victoria Green. Victoria, if you come on, leave your link if you have one. I think she's trying to get an Etsy shop set up. So I don't know if she has set it up yet, but she's got all kinds of Totally Dazzled on here. And then even on the top, she's got Totally Dazzled, and including the little rhinestones that are heat set. She did a phenomenal job. And when I saw this advertised, or when she had posted a picture, I said, I gotta have that. So, okay, Jessica, we'll pray for your right hand for sure, for sure. So she made this hat, and I absolutely love it. If I didn't have this thing on my head, I would put it on. Hey, my sister Micheline. I'd put it on and model it for you, but I will one day soon, and I'll post a picture. And it's got the little ponytail opening in the back. So Jessica Green is her name. Look her up if you get a chance, and tell her what a good job she did. I love it. So I want you to see that. I wanted you to see, if you didn't the other day, this bowl I got when I was in on our camping trip this weekend. We went to a store in the Outlets Mall in Crossville, Tennessee, and there was like it was like an art store with some handmade things by local people and also some art supplies. And this says crafted by Dorothy Dale. It's signed on the bottom. But this is made out of greeting cards, old greeting cards. See, this one says thank you. And I've got to figure out how she stitched them together. I'm sure it would be fairly simple, but I just love this bowl. Very lightweight. She had some shaped a little bit differently, but all kinds of colors and patterns. They would make great gifts. So I love this. I wanted to show you that again. And then we're going to unbox something that I've tried before. Hey, Carol Haynes. And I just wanted to let you know that's called Magic Spoon. This is a keto cereal. I don't do a keto diet. I don't do dirty keto. I don't stay true to keto. I should. I'm not very disciplined. So if I did any, I'd probably do dirty keto. But I saw this come through on Facebook, and I ordered it one time. I didn't mean to get on an auto ship because I wanted to try it first and see if there was a kind I liked better. There was one type I did not like, but one kind I really liked, and then I had not opened the other two until my granddaughter asked me if she could. And hey, Glada, she said she really liked it. So, anyway, I've canceled my auto ship, but I may pick that back up depending on how I do. But it's called grain-free cereal. This is the kind that I like the best because it's fruity. So it's kind of like Fruit Loops. It says, why we're special. Do you ever wonder why you grew up but your cereal didn't? Magic Spoon reimagines the same sweet deliciousness of your favorite childhood cereal with premium ingredients, complete protein, and no gluten or grains. Hey, Mickey. This box contains more protein than a dozen eggs and fewer net carbs than a typical fruit smoothie. But it's so much more fun to eat. So it's got 13 grams of protein, 4 net carbs, and that is for a serving size of about a cup. 0 sugar, grain-free, gluten-free. So this one is the berry, or the fruity. And then there's this one that is peanut butter. I have not tried this yet. Let me put them back in as I take them out. Then this one is frosted. I was not crazy about the frosted. It's kind of like frosted Cheerios. It was okay, but it's not my favorite. And then my granddaughter opened the other day, and I haven't tried it yet, the cocoa. So, this company, I know Chris Hunter is keto, has a keto lifestyle, and she has talked about Magic Spoon. It says keto-friendly, non-GMO, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, wheat-free, nothing artificial, childlike cereal for grown-ups. It's not expensive at all. So it's magicspoon.com. I'm not an affiliate. I don't get any kickback. I just thought y'all might be interested in that. I like cereal sometimes for breakfast, but if you look on regular cereal boxes, my Lanta, they are filled with carbs and lots of sugar. Let me set my little iron back up here. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do today. I got this precious metal bunny. I think I showed y'all this when I was doing a live in an antique store recently. Look at his little whiskers made out of metal. So I think what I want to do, and y'all are going to get to help me choose, so I need your input, okay? Hey, Gwen Henderson, I need y'all to give me input. I want to decoupage one side, and then on the other side, I want to check, but I want the checks to be whatever color is going to go well with this metal rabbit. So this is what we've got to decide. Sounds good. I like cereal. You're welcome. So here's what we got to decide. Whether we want to do him, let me push you down a little bit. Whether we want to decoupage him, I'll give you 4 choices. So y'all have to say 1, 2, 3, or 4. We can do him in this black and gold decoupage and do black and white checks on the other side with maybe some white drags. Gold drags. So this is number 1. Whoops. This is number 2, like a blue toile, and we could do the blue and white checks on the other side. I'm doing it earlier today, Mickey, just because Romano's coming back, and I don't know what we're doing for dinner. I don't have my class tonight, so yes, I'm off schedule. Sorry. So that's number 2. This is number 3 with the irises, which is the Tennessee state flower, and some lavender and some other things. So that would be with purple and white checks. And then I love this napkin. I've done something with it before. This is number 4. What's this flower called? I love them. Can't think of them. And we really, the sky's the limit in what we could do the checks on in this. We could do pink, purple, a bluish, a yellow. Probably not yellow. So let's go over them again. And then y'all vote. 1, 2, 3, or 4. The majority wins. 1, 2, 3. Hydrangea, that's right. Thank you, Micheline. Love those flowers. And 4. Okay, ready, set, vote. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 4, 3, whoops, 2, 1. Okay, Joyce says 4, Clayda says 3, Micheline says 4, Carol says 4, Donna Harrison says 4. I think 4 it is. They won. Okay, second question. What color do you want the checks to be? This real pretty kind of rosy pink or the light pink? Purple? Or kind of a bluish purple or blue? Sorry, Carol. I think we voted on on 4. So what color checks? Blue checks or pink checks are good, okay? Blue or pink. Let's see if we get a little bit more feedback. Blue or pink checks. I'm going to go on and start separating this napkin while I wait. I just lick my 2 fingers. Pink, Donna Harrison says. Pink checks, Glada says. Okay, looks like it's going to be pink. Pink and white checks. Light or darker pink, Carol says. Okay. Maybe we could have 2 colors of pink on the plate and kind of, I can dip my brush in both colors so they'll kind of be mixed. Joyce says pink. Perhaps pink is awesome for Easter. It is. But you know, bunnies aren't just for Easter too. You can leave bunnies out almost really year round. But I think pink is a good choice too. Come on. I know there's another layer. Now, a lot of people, and I should start doing this, save these outer layers that they take off. Because one thing you can do is you can stamp on the extra layers. And then if you do junk journals, you can, you know, tear out the little pieces that you stamp for your junk journal. You can use them on mixed media paintings. Well, Lisa, nimble fingers. There's a lot you can do with these inside papers. I think one time I decided to save them, and then I ended up using them as like a paper towel in my lap, so I just didn't keep them. But most napkins that are good napkins have 3 plies. The top one that you use, and then 2 more. Some only have 2 plies, especially like ones from the Dollar Tree. But the way you can tell, I'm going to turn it around on the back. That's the back. And this is the front. So see, you can really see through when you've got that last layer off. It's funny you say that about bunnies. I agree. My bunnies make me happy, and I'm thinking about leaving mine out all year. I love them. I've got bunnies all over my house. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, if I just put this paper on here like this, the brown is going to show through, and those the colors are not going to pop so much. So we're going to do a quick coat. It is beautiful. You know what? I'll try to find, let me see if it has a name on it. It's THR, which are nice napkins, very nice napkins. You usually find them at boutiques. I think you can probably find them on Amazon too, but I'll try to find a link to put on the page. Yes, I'm going to paint you white first. I'll try to put a link on my page because I love that bunny too. I think he's so pretty. Now this folk art, folk art home decor chalk paint, excuse me, that I just got all over my hands, is very thick. So I'm going to squirt just a little bit of water on it to try to thin it down some. Otherwise it'll take forever to dry. Put just a little bit of water. Always keep a spray bottle by you because you never know when you're going to need to water something down or wipe your hands off or whatever. So let's put a good coat of white on him first. Then we'll be ready to start our decoupage. And then once we get that done, we can flip him over and mark off our checks. I also made, I don't know if any of you all have seen this on Debbie Riggs' page, but I've seen this done before. I've actually made some before and I forgot all about them. And then I saw Debbie do them, and so I decided to pick it up. And that is the roses made out of fabric. The little flat roses that you can make out of either one strip of fabric or I made some that are just with one strip of sari silk, and then I made some that were two different colors of sari silk, so it looks like it's got some dimension. I'll show y'all those in just a minute. But they're really cute. You can make them any size you want to and put them on anything. You know what? I'm not going to take the time today to do the inside, but once we get this all finished, depending on how it looks, I may go back and paint the inside of all of that. Maybe Home Goods has them all checked. Micheline, I found these. Did you post a link, Micheline, of what you found? Y'all see? Yeah, y'all can see what I'm doing. I hate it when I have to look up there and the comments are in the way because I can't really tell what you guys can tell, but I didn't set my computer up today because I knew I was going to be reading my own comments and I didn't want to be looking back and forth. Okay, just a little bit more. So I think Romano is bringing a keyboard back with him, maybe to take home with him to the Dominican Republic. Someone donated it. If you all look on his page, I think I had put a link maybe to his Facebook page, but if not, I'll put it up there. It's Romano, R-O-M-A-N-O, and then repeat it, Romano. And there's pictures of him preaching Sunday, and he was really preaching, I could tell. I wish I'd been there to hear him. Oh, Michelle put a link. Oh, good. Micheline put a link. Good deal, Micheline. I'll look at it when I get off, but hopefully that's it. I've used this napkin. This is at least the second project, maybe the third project I've used this napkin with. So we went camping this weekend, as y'all know. And y'all, I am telling you, I laughed till I thought I would be sick. We were few in number, but I'm telling you, you found it on Etsy. Okay. We were mighty in laughter. We played this game called Taboo, I mentioned the other day. And then just got Slap Happy playing it, and so everything kind of became a little off color, I guess, you know, but not ranked, just kind of funny. And we laughed and we laughed and we laughed. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And it was cold. Heck, I meant where I'm holding it. I'm touching the smear of the white. Yeah, I'm going to have to paint the inside because I'm getting my white fingerprints in it. It was cold, but you know, they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So that's what we did. We just made the best of it. So we didn't do a craft this time. And then Rodney and I will be going to a place close to us, one of our favorite camping spots called Block A. Not next week, but the week after next. And camping with some friends. He may still be working during that time, but hopefully he won't have to go very far. And then we go back to that same camping spot with our camping group, I think 2 weeks later. So hopefully by then it really will be spring and be a lot warmer. Now I'm going to try the iron method on this metal. I know it's going to get really hot, so I'll have to be very, very careful. but I'm going to try to do the iron method. So let's see what we can do. Yes, thank you so much, Micheline. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. Y'all won't be able to see my face. That's totally fine. And I think I'm going to use the Posh Chalk. I know it's backwards. Posh Chalk Pigment Infuser. Because it's thinner and I like the way it works on napkins better. And if you all weren't on, hopefully the next trip, I hope so, Carol. If you all weren't on earlier when I was talking about Debbie Rigg, I talked to her mom this morning, and she is at an oral surgeon's office hoping they can finally do something to get her squared away. The thing that makes me nervous about that is that I'm afraid the oral surgeon might not want to take over something that somebody else has done. Okay, let's see how we can put this on here and get... I wish these whiskers would kind of get out of my way. I think the flowers look cute on his ears. I don't know that I want all of this on his face, though. So if I try to get more white of the napkin on his face, that still gets some of his ear. I still could pull it up a little more. Okay, that gets his ear. Then he still has his legs that have the flowers, but the main part of his body is the white. I think I like that better. What do y'all think? The white has a little bit of writing on it. I can't read it. It's probably French. But it's got a little bit of writing. So he'll have a little bit of flowers down here. Some flowers right here. Some flowers on this back leg. Flowers in his ear. And maybe just a little bit on his nose, which might be kind of cute. Y'all think that's good? Pray Debbie gets her dental situation straight. Oh gosh, and me too. I need to try to grow hydrangeas. Here's the roses I was telling you about. This one is just made out of a single strand of sari silk. This is made, it's flatter, but it's made out of a regular color, and then I tried that avocado staining on the other color. It kind of came out like coffee. So anyway, okay, let's go on and try to get this down. I'm going to have to hold it in place since I'm using different parts of the napkin. And then we will put parchment paper over it before we stick the iron on it. And hopefully that will hold it down. So I was thinking about putting a rose, one of the handmade roses, on his little neck. But we'll kind of have to see, and maybe put a piece of Totally Dazzled in the middle. We'll have to kind of see how it turns out. All right, so let's lay this down gently, but try to get it smooth on there. You want to make sure that everything has your medium on it before you iron. So let me look under here. I need a little bit more on the end of this foot. Y'all, I cannot believe we are already looking almost at the end of March. Where does the time go? Uh-oh, I just pulled up some of the napkin because I had stuff, dadgummit, on my finger. I had glue. That's one thing I meant to tell y'all, and do as I say, not as I do. You need to make sure you don't have anything on your fingers when you're holding it down because it will pull up this thin napkin, so I'll have to piece that. Yeah, we're almost at the end of March. So that means Easter is soon. And then we just speed right on through the year. I can't believe it. I honestly cannot believe it's almost the end of March. That means that school's almost over. And it seems like my grandchildren just started back to school. Got one granddaughter that's going to be a senior this year. Certainly don't know where the time has gone there. Just flies. The older we get, the more it flies. But even my grandchildren have said, golly, I can't believe it's almost time for school to be over. Seems like we just started. said, wait till you get to be my age. Okay. Got a few little wrinkles right there, but that's okay. Now let's check it to see if we need to do. Justin Krause is on here. Hey, my friend, crafty brother Justin Krause, if you're not following him, please do. You do not know what you're missing. Sweet, sweet, dear friend of ours and a fabulous crafter. He makes all kinds of gnomes, but then he also makes other crafts. He's so talented. Okay, we're redoing a bunny, Justin. All right, so let me see if I can put the parchment paper over here. My little bitty teeny tiny iron is already hot. And I'm going to just start ironing on here. Being careful, since the bunny is metal, not to touch the metal while it's still hot. Gotta see where it goes. He's kind of a funny shaped bunny because he's running. You're so sweet. Hope y'all are doing well. Love the napkin. We are, Justin. We're doing great. Just got back from camping. My Haitian son will be back today from Kentucky, where he's been visiting some of his supporters. If you didn't see that video of mine, that live of mine, Justin, I hope you'll go watch it. He's really a neat guy. You'd like him. Okay, so this little bee iron is a lifesaver because it can travel with you, and you don't have to worry about a big iron or pulling out the iron out of the hotel room if you're in a hotel. I love it. Love it, love it. Justin, he is absolutely a hoot. His facial expressions are one thing that get me. He just, when he looks up at that camera like, ooh, what did I do? I just crack up. Rodney and I both. We're just like, yep, there's the Justin look. He goes, but I can't do it like him. And the other night, Justin, if you're still on here, the other night, I did something. I don't remember what I was doing, but I went, ooh, ooh. And Rodney goes, Justin? I said, yep, I'm making the same noise Justin does. Okay. I'm afraid, yep, some of this stuck to my parchment paper, so I'm going to have to piece it more than I thought I was, but that's okay. See, it tore off some right there and a bigger place right there. So, what we're going to do is take our sanding block, if I can find mine. This is the problem with having supplies so many different places. I think I have one maybe in the drawer. Yep, here's one. I'll just use this. Okay. I'm going to take this sanding block, if I can grab a hold of it, and just sand straight down on the sides, right here on the edges, to get some of this extra, get out of my way, this extra napkin off, and then we'll use some of it to piece where we made a boo-boo, or where I made a boo-boo. Justin, if you're still on here, tell us if you have found a house yet. I knew y'all had found one you thought you were going to get and then didn't get it. Sorry. Hey, Sterling Rose Art Creations. Hey, Kathy Hess. Thank y'all for coming on. I appreciate you so much. And I've asked y'all this before, but I'm going to ask it again because it's still the same 12 people I have. If you haven't joined my Telegram, would you please do that? That is such an easy way for me to send out that I'm going live. And I think a lot of people appreciate it when they don't have to get on a person's page to find out. So, I don't think Justin likes Telegram, but I really like it. But I need to get some more of my followers on there. Okay, let's keep going. And then we can piece it together and then go on the other side and do our checks. Sorry, I know this noise is annoying. I get it. I have to do that part separate. I wish I could find my little skinny one I have. No, that's like rubbing your fingernail on a chalkboard. Ugh, I hate it. I don't know any other way to do it. I think I want to tear that part off. Okay. This is a game changer when you can do this and not have to cut around it. The other one is the burn method. I love the burn technique, especially on metal. Love it. That's not going to go off too easy either. See the little legs and that big old hole in the middle? But you know, it's just nothing but a thing, nothing but a thing. And things can be taken care of. Somebody else we need to pray for today, Kimberly, who's on here a lot, my sister Kimberly. Her husband is having a procedure today on his shoulder. That man has been in so much pain for a long time. He played football for years. I think he even played professional. And his shoulder is all jacked up. And he's tried all kinds of therapies and medications, and nothing has helped. And he's just been in constant horrible pain. So he was having a procedure done today, hoping to get some relief. If not, I think they're talking about a shoulder transplant. Not transplant. A shoulder what? Replacement. If I can find my nail file, here we go. A shoulder replacement, which my brother-in-law recently just had a few months after having open heart surgery for 5 arteries. He went and had his shoulder replaced, and he's done great. So I hope it doesn't come to that for Kimberly's husband, but it's amazing to me. I think I said this before when I was telling you about my brother-in-law. I'm amazed at how many places they can, on your body, that they can replace and make it basically as good as new. Just incredible to me. Modern medicine has come a long, long way. Just think back to when people didn't have those options. Had to just suffer through the pain. And by the way, I did have a x-ray done on my ribs. I told y'all I was still really hurting in my ribs after the fall. And I got a call today that I do not have broken ribs, which is such a blessing from the Lord. I have done some damage to cartilage that holds the rib cage onto the breastbone, and it is just, they treat it just as if I had broken my ribs. I love your paper. Thank you, sweet friend. I think Micheline put a link above if you want to go look at that. I'm having a hard time getting this piece to come off. Anyway, so they treat it just like they would if they had called me and said, yeah, you fractured or broke some ribs. Nothing. They don't do anything. You just live with the pain until it goes away. They said it usually takes about 8 to 12 weeks. So, it's no fun, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so we got most of this done. We got to do a little repair, but see, I like that white on his face better. That's good news, Lisa. I'm pleased you heard good news. Yes, me too, sister. Me too. Okay, I'm gonna take a piece of this writing right down here, and I'm just gonna tear it because we don't want a straight edge. I'm just gonna tear a little piece out and make sure that all of the edges are torn. And I think I can put that on there, and it will look like it's been there as a part of it the whole time, and nobody will ever know the difference. It's gonna fit just perfectly. Let me put just a little bit of Posh Chalk Pigment Infuser. I need to get that little green off, though, because that's random out in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Nobody will ever know the difference. Maybe if I turned it the right direction, it would help, though, because they will know the difference if the writing's not correct. Didn't quite make it big enough, so I'll have to piece another piece. See, this is, everything sticks to you when you got sticky fingers like I do, where I've got this glue on me. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit before I do too much else to it. And I'll have a little piece down here by the, on the foot, so we need to put a little piece in there. So let's just tear out a little glue. Let's hold this up and see if it'll work. Yep. Again, nobody's gonna know but us. There, got it. Okay, so see, nobody will know about that one. Now the other one I still have to work on, but we're not gonna worry about that right now. I'm gonna dry it a little bit, and then we're gonna turn over and we're gonna start working on our checks. So we decided on pink, and we decided maybe we would do a couple of shades of pink. First thing we have to do is mark off our checks. And remember, we've talked before about how your checks need to kind of be in proportion to your the size of the object that it's going on. So on this, I would not want 1-inch checks. I think I'm going to use checks about this size. These are some rulers that I found at a store, like a kind of like a dollar store on steroids, and I bought a bunch of them and brought them home, and Rodney cut them in different widths for me, and even we won't know when it dries. That's right, sister. Now I can tell right now that this is going to need one more coat of white chalk paint, because we're going to have some of these areas are going to be white checks, and so I want them to look good and white. I've just got a towel on my lap. I always leave a towel on my lap, so when I take a brush out of water or need to wipe something off of a brush, I can just stick it on that towel, and occasionally I'll wash the towel and reuse it. It kind of helps, it's kind of cost effective too, because you don't spend as much on just washing a towel as you do on trying to replace paper towels. And certainly we crafters go through lots and lots of paper towels. Now, I heard a joke this weekend I'm going to tell. I hope it doesn't offend anybody. It's not dirty, but I just hope it doesn't offend anybody. What do you say to a one-legged hitchhiker? I found it at an antique store, Micheline, when Ronnie and I were traveling. What is that for? Dollar Tree on steroids. Yeah. Do you need a lift? That's close. No, hop on in. That was probably about the only clean one we heard this weekend from our friend that's part of the camping group. And that man is a dictionary of jokes. I don't know how in the world he keeps up with them. But many of them are not repeatable online. I think I heard that joke. Something like hop on. Yeah, hop on in. Okay. Almost dry. Okay, so now one thing we got to remember about the side, the shape of this is that we need to follow the shape of the ear with those checks, and then the shape of the face and the body can all be one direction, but we probably should follow our lines. And then we'll have to check this separately. I don't know, we're gonna have to look at this. I might have bitten off more than I can chew, you guys. All right, so let's first do the ear. And I'm gonna mark him off right here at the bottom so that I'll know where to stop. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. Okay. So let me find what I think is about the center. These little whiskers are getting in my way. I may have to shave you, but you know what? These checks might be too big for the ear. I don't know. We'll have to look. I have to make them even smaller. Well, that is certainly not in the center. That's why you don't want to make your lines too dark. All right, let me see if I can just kind of wing it to see where I need to be in the center, and then I can join my lines. This is why you follow the shape. You have to follow the shape of your object, or everything will just look flat. It won't look dimensional. Okay, so now I can go down here. I really made those lines too dark. Okay, so we found what I think is the center of the ear, that direction. Now, hey Debbie Harris, we're going to find what I think is the center of the ear, this direction. And I'll just use this just to help me with time. I'm thinking those checks are going to be, just trying to see if I can find a smaller, I've got a smaller, what am I trying to say, ruler somewhere. Let me see about this size. I'm thinking for his ears, we may have to do a smaller size. Yeah, I think so. So I'm just going to use this emery board. That's a smaller one, and then we'll just move it up and down and do his ears this way. We might be able to get by with a little bit bigger check on his body, but on his ear, we need to make the checks a little bit smaller, I think. It's just one of those things you have to kind of play around with, unless you're Debbie Rigg. And of course, she knows what she's doing. So, I don't know what I'm doing. So now I'm going to kind of bring this down a little bit at an angle for this last one. Okay, so now we have the ear marked off and the checks. Hey, Jackie Jackson, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Okay, so I'm going to go on and mark my checks now. The ones that need to be black, I'm just putting a little dot in them to remind me that that's supposed to be black, not white. Okay, now let's do the same thing on this little tail back here, because it doesn't need to be big checks either. I'll have to find the center a bit approximately. I'm just going to wing it. Just kind of take your pencil and sketch as you go instead of making a solid line. Down to the bottom of his little tail. Okay. So now I'll find the center, which is about right here. It just all kinds of tools you can find laying around that you can use, that you'd be surprised you can use in crafting. You don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money. I kind of want to do this challenge to myself and only do projects out of what I already have in my stash, but I'm scared to do that. Popsicle stick. Yeah, you can use a popsicle stick. I don't have a thin one with me. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing down here on his feet, on his legs. I'm going to find what I think is the center and just lightly sketch, following the curve of the leg. You do need to follow the shape, because if you don't, then your checks will look wonky. That's a crafting word right there for you, wonky. I think just about every crafter I've listened to uses that term, wonky. Another good, you know, art term. Emery board, that's right. An emery board is what I'm using, and it's working just fine. I do have a lot of stuff blooming around my house. Our plum trees are blooming. We were afraid the last frost that came while we were camping was going to kill them, but it doesn't appear to have. I've got some tulips blooming, and we've got some little vegetables in the garden coming up. But I think we just had what Tennessee calls our second winter. I think this winter we just had was our maybe dogwood winter, and now we probably have blackberry winter left. I forgot to mark these. Okay. And see, these aren't the same size right here. I mean, that's kind of at an angle right there at the end. That's okay. No problem. Now you should have another little line right here. And that would give me that check. Okay. And then we have one more leg. We're going to start painting soon, y'all. If you have to go, I totally understand. I know this part can get long, but a lot of people like to watch the process and not just the painting, even though there's many other crafters that do checks, many. So, I'm sure everybody on here has seen this. So, I think, it won't offend me at all if you need to go. I think that I'm going to be, I was supposed to be on Karen Harper's page, Crowning Touch Designs, this coming Friday. But Romano needs to head back to Kentucky and to Ohio to spend some time with some more of his supporters. So I think what we're going to do is leave my house Thursday morning and drive to Louisville and see some supporters, and drive to Lexington to see my daughter and her kids and her husband, and then we're going to drive to Ohio to see some of his supporters, and we'll spend Thursday night and Friday night there, and then we'll come home Saturday morning because he has a professional soccer game to go to that night. I like the process. It's different every time. Yeah, it is. And hey, Denise Morris, thank you all so much for coming on. I'm so grateful for you. So now that I've done all of that in this size, do you all think I should do the body in the bigger size? Or do you think I should be consistent and use the same size checks on the body that I used on the legs and the ear and the tail? What do y'all think? What do you think? Let's go on and mark the middle. And then I can draw some with the bigger ruler and we can see if we like it. Let's see if I can get this straight across, make sure it's looking straight. Okay. So let's try another one above this and just see if we think these are going to be too big. Can't really get this ruler to lay flat because of his whiskers getting in my way. So I may have to try to sketch it. I think it'd be easier too, and on the eyes, to do the same size joist, probably right. Okay, then let's go back. I'll erase that line then. And we will. This side's going to be busy for sure. And smaller checks take longer to paint. But you have to be so careful. But remember, we're trying to be perfectly imperfect. Not perfect. Joyce, give me an update on your family members that you got the phone call. Joyce is one of my camping friends. And she got a couple of not so great phone calls this weekend while we were camping. Okay. So there's those. Let's go up. Your bunny's going to look so very cute. I'm loving it. Thank you, sweet friend. Hey, Tara. If y'all haven't hit the follow button, I hope you'll follow and come back. My husband's got a couple of really cute crafts coming up that he's going to do with you guys. You know, he's super creative. He just doesn't act like he is. He don't want people to think he's bragging or whatever. No, he really doesn't care, but he just doesn't really think that he's all that creative. And he is. He comes up with very unique ideas that the average brain probably would not think of. And so when he'll toss out an idea, it means, so, well, why don't you think about doing blah, blah, blah with them? I'll be like, no. You do that. So I think I started to say something about Crowning Touch Designs. I don't know if I ever finished. I'm going to end up being on her page next Tuesday. Probably in the evening. Not positive about that yet either, but I think it's going to be in the evening. So I'll keep y'all informed about that. Now, I don't like what's happening right here with this little corner. He is creative, Micheline. Thank you. He is. Let's see what we can do about this, because I don't like that. We may just, you know what, that's kind of about where his eye might be. So I might just put a little eye in there. Leave it white. And then just see about a little eye. Maybe a little bit bigger. Something like that. What do you think about that? Ronnie's very creative. I always enjoy watching him. Thank you. All right. So you guys, oh, I didn't do this middle part. I thought I was ready to start painting. All right. Let's draw a line down the center and get these marked real quick so we can get started. What else was I going to tell you guys? My oldest granddaughter is picking out prom. Well, I think she's picked out her prom dress, but she's still got to get shoes. I'm not positive she's made a decision on her dress, but so we're getting ready for prom to come up. And then we've got my 9-year-old granddaughter's birthday is coming up on the same day as my sister-in-law's birthday. And my sister-in-law is having her daughters are putting on a 70s party for her. So we get to dress up like the 70s, which is going to be so much fun. This is when it starts getting crazy season for us for birthdays, because in April is one of my sisters, my sister-in-law, my granddaughter, maybe one of my nephews or my niece. I can't remember for sure. And then in May, we have Rodney's birthday, my sister's birthday, used to be my mom's birthday. We have Mother's Day. There's somebody else in the family. I can't remember who right now, but it's crazy. May gets crazy, crazy, crazy for us. I have to start saving up money ahead of time for all the birthdays and that come up on both sides of the family, because April and May are crazy for us, and it gets that way again in October. So, yeah, with everything so expensive, you have to, I about decided that what I'm going to start doing mostly is just giving gift cards. It's too hard to try to go out and pick out stuff. Now, my granddaughters will give me a list, but the oldest granddaughter gives me a list of stuff she likes. It is, hey Donna, hey Louise, I'm glad you told me that, Micheline. I'm going to go back and read this and put it on my calendar. Okay, so that's going to be white, black, so we're going to do black, white, black, white, black, white. Okay, so anyway, the oldest granddaughter, one of the problems, see, I almost messed up right there. One of the problems is she's given me lists before from all of these different companies that she likes, she thinks she wants clothes from. But then when they get here, a lot of times they don't fit as advertised. And so then she has to send them back. And, you know, some of those places like Amazon, a lot of Amazon stuff you can send back free. But most of these other clothing stores and stuff, you can't. You have to pay to ship it back. And shipping is getting so ridiculously expensive that I told her, I said, honey, if you want me to get you some stuff from some of these places, I don't mind getting them. But here's the deal. If they don't fit and you have to send them back, it's going to be at your expense, not mine. It's just too much. It's too much money to get stuff and then have to send it back. So I think that it may be overall just better to do gift cards for gas, clothes, or whatever. Wood Art by Z. Hey, how are you? Hey, Judy Carroll. I'm glad you caught up with me live again. Wood Art by Z. I'll have to go check your page out and follow you. Thank you for being here. Okay, now we're ready to paint finally. So I'm going to get my plate back up here. Still got some white paint in case I need it. And I have, this is not really pink. Let me check this box real quick and see if there's any pinks in here. I don't know that there is, but that's more of a peach. Yeah, here's pink. Okay. So we got a pink and I thought I had something kind of a rose in here. What is this one? Cherry red. Let's do cherry red and pink. And we can kind of play around with those and see what we come up with. Because this is kind of a peachy, and that's not really what we want. Yeah, that's kind of a good pink, but with a little bit of this. This is Deco Art Americana Baby Pink. I know it's backwards. I'm going to put a generous amount out here because we've got a lot of checks to paint. And then I'm going to take this Deco Art Americana Cherry Red, and I'm going to put some on my plate, but I may end up mixing some white with it too. So, let me get a good size Zen brush. It's going to take a fairly small Zen brush to do these checks. That one's too big. Since they're so little. So, I think this is what we're going to have to use. This Zen brush right here is very small. You want them, as Debbie Riggs says, small, fat, flat, and firm to do your checks. All right, so let's start up here on the ear. I'm going to dip one side, let me move those out of your way. One side of my brush in the baby pink. And then I'm barely going to flip it over and tap in that, what do we say? This is cherry red. And kind of blend them together and see what I've got. I like that color. I'm going to start with this little check up here, which you just basically, there's not much there. All right, let's get some more pink. Flip, get some red, put it together, see what we've got. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to offload in the center. Put my brush up in the corner and pull down. Now this is, I'm following the curve. Put my brush back and pull straight down on that line I have. And when I get close to the bottom, I always flip it over. But you need to flip your brush over too so that the pink is against the line. And then I'll go straight across and up. And let's see how we like that. That kind of gives it almost a ombre look. You see it? Okay, I see what you're doing. Good. Okay, so now back in the pink, the red, and then mix them together. And then I'm offloading in the center. I'm starting with the light pink on the line. I'm pulling straight down. I'm going back up to that top line and going straight over. Turning it around. Flipping my brush back over to put the pink on the left side. That doesn't necessarily have to be that way. I just think it helps keep your colors blended better if you do it the same way each time. Now, I did not do a pre-drag. I could have, where you put drags down randomly on different ones of your straight lines before you start painting, just to give it some more dimension. I'm not really worried about that. I will give it a drag afterwards. After all this dries, paint's getting a little dry on me. I will go back and add the drag at the end because the drag does give it more dimension. And it gives it more of that MC style look. I'm not saying the name because I've heard recently that some people, I think on Etsy, somebody had advertised something using the name that it was in that particular style. Hey Jan, how are you? And they got in trouble. So we don't want to do anything that's going to give, you know, copyright infringements or anything and get in trouble. So I'm just going to say designer inspired from now on, or I might say MC, but you know, that could be more than just the one we know it to be. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, you can always get in touch with me and I'll tell you, but I just don't want to say it on here and take a chance on getting myself in trouble. So I'm liking how these have a little bit of depth. I got a little bit over the white line there. That's okay. I can go back with my white and touch it up. So we dip in the pink, barely flip it and barely dip in the red. Rub it on my plate to see what I've got. Offload in the center. Come to a corner and go straight across. Come back and go straight down. Back to this side and straight across. Then I flip it. And I come down, I don't think y'all can see, in this corner. And just kind of connect the dots. That's basically what I'm doing. Okay. Everybody see what's going on? Hey Cheryl, how are you? If you all haven't hit the follow button, I hope you'll go up and hit that button and follow. I try to go on Tuesdays and Thursdays, typically around 5:30-ish. Well, I just rubbed that right in my white. Did you see what I did? I'll have to go back over it. 5:30 p.m.-ish Central Standard Time. I say ish because sometimes I'm trying to get all my supplies together and stuff, and I may be a couple minutes late, not much. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then randomly during the week. I possibly will be adding one more day soon, but with camping season being here, it's kind of hard for me to commit to knowing exactly what we're going to be doing when. So that's why I just say if you join the Telegram, you'll always know when I'm coming on because I'll send out a telegram. I do still post it on my crafting and cruising page, but I would love to not have to worry about it if I forget to do that, that people didn't get notified. So at the top of my page is posted the link to the Telegram. And if you would just, the Telegram is free to join. And if you would just go click that link and go sign up to be on my Telegram on Crafting and Cruising, then I can easily let you know when I'm going live or when Ronnie's going live. He went live while we were camping and the women were out shopping. He did a live for me. Okay, so other than that boo-boo right there, we've got those checks done. Now, those checks ended up being bigger because I only did one line. I could go back and divide them off into smaller checks. We'll see what it looks like when we get finished, and if I think I need to do that, I will. Hey, Danetta. So, I'm going to rinse this brush since it's got so much paint. This brush is very tiny, and paint gets built up in it real easily back by where the ferrule starts, and I want to get that out. And I think while I do that, I'll just want to go over this little boo-boo, two little boo-boos with the white. So let's do the legs and see if we think that I eventually need to go back and make these, divide these up. And if so, then I can go back and do that later at another time. Okay. So now I'm going to rinse, and we're going to do this little tail back here. Actually, I think we'll do one of these legs so I won't put my hand in the tail. So dip in my pink, flip, dip in my red just a little bit, see what I've got, come over here. Now this is one of those weird shaped ones. I may can zoom y'all in a minute. Hold on, and let me get this one done and I'll see if I can zoom you in, because I know it's hard to see, especially when the checks are little. Okay, let's see. Whoops. I don't know if I can. Well, yeah, I can. Okay, so now y'all are in closer. All right, now while I got some on my brush, there's just a little piece right there, so I'm not going to add more paint. I'm just going to come over here and get it. Okay. All right, now we go in the pink. Flip to the red. See what we've got. Offload in the center. Go to the corner. Come down straight. Back to that corner. Straight across. Then I flip it. Come to this lower corner. Come straight up. Go back to that lower corner and connect it. So for me, it's kind of a 4-stroke thing. Okay, my sweet friend, got to go. We're going to watch replay. Be blessed. Love you. Thank you, Donna. Love you too. Thank you. Denise, I'll have to do some shopping. We'll check replay for finished item. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all being here. Okay, pink. Flip to red. And then we're going to offload. Turn it. Go back down in this corner and come across. Okay. So this is kind of like, I know, kind of like watching paint dry. You're seeing the same thing over and over again, so I get it. If you need to go do something, that's totally fine. I'm going to try to get this finished before Romano and I have to go out and run some errands. He's got some more gifts he wants to buy to take back with him to the Dominican Republic. His wife and baby have missed him so much. Y'all, his baby's only 7 months old. So he left them there to come here to see his supporters. It would have been nice if they could have come, but his wife, Elmas, is from Haiti. And so it was enough just to try to get her to the Dominican after they married. And so it'll be a process for them to apply for she and the baby to be able to come here. Maybe next time, I don't know. He'll probably try to come every year for a while because it's really good for him to spend time with his people that support him here. Okay, so there's one leg done. Let's come over here to this tail and get the tail done. See, I think that color looks really good with the pink on this other side, don't you? See that pink right there? And then ours kind of has almost an ombre, so it's got a mixture too of colors. Okay. So anyway, he's been FaceTiming with his wife and his baby every night, and culturally, they do things very differently in Haiti. And so when he and Elmas got ready to have the baby in the Dominican, of course, they live in a small house, and they didn't have anything for the baby. And so some of our dear friends who are also missionaries over there said that they would put on a, thank you, Micheline, they would put a baby shower together. And then they would do it on a Zoom so that those of us who support him in the States could watch the baby shower. And people come and go in the Dominican, like with different ministries. And so when they leave, a lot of times they'll leave stuff behind that they don't need. And people can buy them, missionaries that are still there that, you know, need some of those items. And sometimes it's baby items. So Vicki had gotten a bunch of used baby items and gotten an estimate on, you know, how much it would cost to get them, which is a lot cheaper than in the U.S. On most things. If you had to buy them new in the Dominican, it'd be really expensive. And so she sent me that list, and then I got in touch with his supporters in the States and said they're going to have this baby shower in the DR. We can get on Zoom and watch if we want to. And, you know, if you would like to contribute to buy something, Vicki has found all these items at a really good cost over there. And then what we couldn't find, we could order on Amazon and get it delivered to Jeff and Vicki's house. And so most of his supporters were really excited about that and said, yes, they would be glad to support. And so, I know it's zoomed in so much, it's probably making y'all kind of queasy. And so the day of the shower, Vicki and Jeff had it all set up in their backyard in the Dominican. Of course, lots of tropical trees and everything. It's real pretty. And they came walking in the shower, and they were just blown away. Like they didn't know what to say, what to think, because things like high chairs and little walkers that, you know, when they get bigger, and swings and diaper bags and changing tables and bedding, like a crib. I mean, they don't apparently do a lot of that in Haiti because people don't have the money. They can't afford that. And apparently babies sleep with parents in Haiti pretty much all the time. And so they don't have cribs or whatever. And so Elmas and Romano walk in and, you know, see a baby bed set up with some bedding in it, and a stroller and a car seat. And they were just, I mean, they literally just stood there speechless, like they didn't even know what to do with some of the stuff. Hey, Vic! They didn't know what to do with some of the stuff. And so it was really cute watching them, you know, go through. There were several boxes for them to open too, and they opened the boxes, and they were, of course, were very appreciative. But anyway, I think that baby boy has been sleeping with them probably most of the time, and he's not a good sleeper. He's also teething, and so he cries a lot. And Elmasa's used to having Romano there to, you know, kind of tag team with her. Fortunately, her mother came from Haiti to be there while he's in the States, so she's not by herself. But, I mean, he will have been over here, I guess, about 3 weeks when he goes back home. And I think that Mama is probably ready for him to get back to help share. Her mom hasn't been in great physical health either. She's having blood pressure issues. So, okay, so I'm going to hold it back a little bit. Here's the one side we did in decoupage. And now we tried to kind of match the pink to do on the other side. I got the rabbit, Vicky, at a antique store when Rodney and I were traveling, and I can't tell you what city, but it was at an antique store, and he was all like a rust-colored brass. And we painted him white first and decoupaged the other side with a napkin. And now we're going to check this side. I'm going to put some handmade roses I made, like one on either cheek. Maybe put some bling in him when we get it finished. So I'm waiting on Romano to get back. Vicky, I'm thinking, y'all, this is my friend Vicky on here that you all have been praying for her brain surgery she had. And Vic, if you want to give an update, that would be great. I want to ask everybody to continue praying because she's still got a way to go, but she's getting there. And so, Vicky, update us if you will. I see Romano the car he's riding in coming down the driveway right now. I'm thinking what we may do, Vicky, is leave here Thursday morning and drive to your house. And visit with you and Kevin or you for a little while, and then leave there in time. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was on camera. In time to get to Brittany's and visit with her and the kids and Kyle for a little while before we head to Linda and Ron's house to spend the night. Unless Brittany decides she wants us to get them on the way back. So does that work with you? I was going to call you later, but since you're here, I'll just ask you. And then if you want to give everybody an update, a lot of these people have been praying for you and are strong prayer warriors, and I know they won't stop now. So, update us if you want to. Okay, you guys, I know, now see, these checks kind of all ran together back here. That's okay. It just makes a little interesting pattern. I mean, I could go back and change it if I want to, but right now I'm not so inclined to change it. I kind of like it. It's hard doing it with this little brush to not get a bunch of paint built up in your paintbrush, though. So, and trying to find just the right amount of paint to put on there so it doesn't get all gunky. Just turning and turning and turning. Anyway, so what they do in Haiti is very different in many ways than what they do in the States. And so I have to be careful when I'm talking to him and he's telling me things going on with the baby, because I want to just kind of put my mama hat on, you know, from being here, what we would do. And I have to remember that that's not necessarily what they would do. But then sometimes I think maybe they just don't know they can do that, you know. When the baby's crying incessantly and doesn't want to go to sleep, then mom and daddy can't get any sleep, especially when you're living in small surroundings. And, you know, so sometimes I just think, maybe you need to try this, or maybe you need to try that. But I try to be real careful about giving too much advice, because you know how new parents are. If you're a parent, you know, like I did, you know, I didn't want anybody telling me how to do it. And you know, the standard line is, well, they say that you should do such and such and so and so. And then when you say, who's they? Well, you know, back in our day, it was Dr. Spock. If Dr. Spock said do it, then, you know, that's the way it was done. But it could be the, you know, their pediatrician or whatever. So when you say, well, who is they that said that? You get all kinds of answers. So I've learned that with my own children, having children too, that you have to be very careful about offering advice. because sometimes they don't want it. Most of the time they don't want it. And that's fine, because I remember thinking the same thing when I had children, and my mother wanted to tell me how to do things, and I'm like, Mom, you've raised your children. Now, you know, it's time to let me raise my children. So I get it. It's just hard not to. It's hard not to tell them. We're getting there, you guys. Okay. Hey, my sister Beth. I love you. Thank you for coming on. John's giggling. We know that. We remember those days. Yeah. That's Beth from Rekindled Blessings. She is precious, and she is so talented. If y'all don't follow her, please go to her page and give her a follow. I love, she and her husband Randy helps her, and he's funny, and they're fun together, and they're strong Christians, and they've been through a lot lately, so I love them to death. I didn't really mean to put help. What do you mean? I love you too, sister. Did you get my information about the meet and greet the weekend of Dina's event that I got in too late, so I didn't get to come to the event? But did you get the information about the meet and greet I'm doing here, Beth? Thought you might want to invite some of your followers if you and Randy can come by on that Sunday. If you didn't get it, let me know and I'll send it to you. But I thought I had sent you when I sent to the others. Beth and her husband have a glow forge, which is like a wood, what is it, Beth? Wood burning, wood cutting kit. And they've got some of the cutest kits that you can order. And then you can join her private group and do some of the kits with her, or you can do them on your own. But they've got some really cool stuff. I think Randy does a lot of the cutting, and then Beth does a lot of the creating. And then her daughter also has a page. So many times things that get by me. We have so many messages. I know, sweetie. Please send it again. Or you must be talking to somebody else. Beth, you can put your link in here if you want to. And also, what was I going to ask you? Oh, maybe you were talking to me. I'll send it to you again if you want me to. Let's see. Beth, I was going to say something else to you while you were on here. And now I forgot what it was. Beth is one of the Sparkle 6. Y'all have heard me talk about the Sparkle 6 before, and I've encouraged you to get on and watch them when they get together and craft, and Beth is one of those. Here comes my Haitian son. Come on in this door. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Come over here behind me and say hello to everybody that's on. Wait, let me zoom you out a little bit. Hold on. If I can. Maybe I can't. Let me tilt this up. Oh! Hold on. Ooh, y'all getting an up close and personal view of my nostrils. Gross. And now I've swiped my comments away. Okay, let me get back. Okay, here we are. Okay, Vicki is giving you guys a report. Come over here, Romano.
Miss you.
I missed you.
Hello, everyone.
Vicki's putting a notice up there. I told her we may be coming to see her soon.
Oh.
You have a good time?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, good time.
All right, y'all.
Go back and see you.
Yeah, and you can stay in here. You can stay in here. You don't have to go. Bring your suitcase in and stuff. Okay, y'all. Okay, what did Vicki say? Vicki said, I'm getting better. However, when I had my MRI, it showed something. I'll be having another MRI in a few more weeks. And if it's still there, I'll have radiation. Yes, you guys, please, please pray for Vicki. Vicki's my BFF. We have traveled together every year for several years, taken our girls' trip and worked on our Christmas card together for the year. And it's just, it's kind of caught her completely blindsided. And she's not used to being one who sits at home, and she likes to get out and go. And her husband is on the senior bowling tour, and she has always liked to travel with him. And right now, her brain is still healing from the craniotomy they did, and physical therapy and ophthalmologist and all kinds of doctors she's having to see. And so we're claiming in Jesus' name that she's going to be fully healed, that this is just a little setback after that huge surgery she had. And so I'm asking you all to put Vicki on your prayer list. Vicki Anderson, keeping you in our prayers. Thank you, Micheline, for doing that. If you all will just add her to any prayer list that you have, or any prayer group that you have, that this next MRI is going to show that what they were saying was nothing, or maybe just scar tissue from the last surgery, in which case they won't have to do anything more. And we're just claiming that in Jesus' name. Jesus is our healer, and we know that he can do the impossible, or when it seems impossible, Jesus can do make it possible. And so regardless of what doctors say, we're claiming that Vicki is going to be completely and fully healed, so she can get back. Thank you, Louise. She can get back to loving life with her husband and her sweet grandchildren. They had just moved to Shepherdsville, right outside of Louisville, when she and I went on our last trip. And she found out there was a little something there before we left, but the emergency room doctor said not to worry about it. He wasn't worried about it. And then she found out a different story when she got back. So it just kind of blindsided her and her husband and me and her children. And so she wants to be able to get back to a normal life and enjoy the life that she's always known and loved, and try to get settled in her new home. And it's hard when something like this hits you. So we would appreciate constant prayers for Vicki. And if any of you all are interested in sending her a little message, I'll be glad to give you her email. Or if you want to send a card, I'll give you her address with her permission. She's a strong lady, though. She's been through a lot in her life, and has overcome a lot. So I have no doubt that this is going to be the same kind of thing. Let me zoom you back in if I can. No, I didn't mean to turn it around. I'm not too tech savvy, Romano.
If you not, I'm the worst one, so.
You're the worst one?
Oh, yeah.
Did y'all eat before you came? Lunch?
Breakfast we had.
Breakfast? Well, as soon as I get through here, we'll go get some lunch.
So I had heavy breakfast and a mango smoothie. I'm still good.
Well, we'll go get some lunch because I hadn't had lunch. How about that?
Ah, well, yes.
And I got to get some stuff at Costco anyway, so
Right,
we'll go out.
All right, ready.
He's so sweet, y'all. He's Vicky's twin. That's what they say about each other anyway. I hadn't quite figured it out, though, because his skin is a whole lot darker than hers. And it's not a tan. So I'm thinking that maybe one of them had a different parent. No, they do say that Vicki and her husband are some of his supporters. And Vicki and I have been to the Dominican together. How many times, Vicki? Twice, at least. And y'all, I have to tell you this story. One time, well, Romano has churches. Has a church. He's a church planter, and he had a church, and he needed. They needed a keyboard for their service. Now, remember, they're in the Dominican Republic. He's from Haiti. They're not used to having, a lot of stuff or great stuff, nor do they ask for a lot of stuff. But he needed a guitar, or they wanted a guitar, let's put it this way, for the church. They wanted a speaker. They wanted a keyboard. Hey, Renella, thanks for coming on. They wanted a keyboard. Well, he didn't know that Vicky and I were in the process of trying to get all that stuff together for him. And so we got it together and went to the Dominican and surprised him with gifts like you can't even believe that people had given him. And it wasn't just all donated stuff either. It was, some new stuff too. And when he saw us and saw all the stuff we had, he cried. He did not know what to say. He couldn't even figure out a way to say thank you enough 100 times, And he just kept opening and opening and opening stuff, and it was just like, what, why, where, it just caught him so off guard. But it was so much fun. It was close to Christmas, and that just absolutely made our Christmas, just being able to give to him and watching his reaction to that. It's so precious. When people don't have a lot and you give them anything, it means a lot. And so Scripture says, to whom much is given, much is required. And it also says it's more blessed to give than to receive. And so I love, 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 love giving. And much more than I love receiving. I mean, we all like to get stuff, but I just love giving and watching people's reactions. So precious. What you looking for? Huh?
Just trying to set up the piano.
Trying to what?
Set up the piano, show it to you. The piano.
Oh, where is it?
Yeah.
You can bring it in here.
Yeah, well.
Are you trying to figure out where to set it up?
Yeah.
You can set it up right there in front of the couch if you want to. Wherever you think it'll fit. Somebody donated a piano to me to take back. I don't know how he's going to get it back. Yes, I love to give, and it makes my heart feel so good. I've not been donating a lot. I have been donating a lot to the Hospice of the Valley. That's awesome. It just feels so good to give, and especially when you're giving to people who are struggling. And it's just added fun when you give and people are not expecting it, In our society today, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, so don't anybody come for me. But in my opinion, we live in a society where many people feel very entitled to things without putting forth much effort to get it. And it's people like that I personally don't want to help. When they feel like that the country or whoever owes it to them, then I don't want to help. But I want to help those who need it and who are so grateful and appreciate it so much without any expectation on their end and without me having any expectation of anything in return. Because that's not why you give. You don't give so that you'll get back. You give because the Bible tells us to give and because it makes you feel good. None of those ladies in Africa ever believe us when we leave there and tell them that they have blessed us more than we feel like we've blessed them. They just can't believe it. In fact, I remember one of the first mission trips I took, and I think it was to Africa. Hey, Missy, I think it was to Africa. I agree with you. It's sad but true. Yes, it is, Louise. I don't remember if it was to the Dominican or Africa, but one of the first places I went, we're almost through, guys. Wow, that's a big one, Romano.
Yes, it is.
Wow. One of the first mission trips I went on, I remember somebody saying to me, why would you give up your vacation and your money, pay your money to come on a mission trip? when you could use that vacation time to do something else or do something more fun, or however they put it. Some people just don't understand, and they don't understand that it's a call from God on our lives to go and to serve and to bless. And so, and some people, when they go on a mission trip, do have to leave their job to do it and have to, take vacation time or whatever. But that's where, when you're open to God's call on your life and you obey, then you just don't have any choice. You just can't not do it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You can't not. But people on the other end who are receiving you coming and being there to serve them and to help them have a hard time understanding, because they know they can't give anything in return. At least they can't give anything like materialistically or financially, which is totally fine, because we don't go and serve for that reason. We go and serve because God calls us to, and we're being obedient. Right, Romano?
Yes, ma'am. Gotta be obedient to God, right, whether someone understands it or not.
That's right. You do. And when you are obedient to God, inevitably you get blessed.
Amen.
You are blessed. First of all, you're blessed that you can give, and second of all, the blessing comes back to you because God sees and God rewards. And it may not be materialistic reward, may not be financial reward, but God rewards. That's a nice keyboard. I used to have a keyboard like that was a kawaii.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. And I loaned it to a guy one time that was a teacher at the kids' school. And I told him I was loaning it to him, and he had it for the longest time. And when I finally got back in touch with him and asked him for it back, he said, "Oops. Oh, I didn't know you were loaning it to me, and I gave that to somebody else."
What?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
But that's what we were just talking about. God told me to do it, and I did it. And I didn't get it back.
Well,
he must have needed it more than me, or whoever he gave it to must have needed it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm totally out of screen, and y'all aren't even seeing what I'm doing. Not that it's anything you hadn't seen before, but looking at my arm is probably not what you wanted to do. Getting there, getting there, getting there. So, Romano, your Facebook page is just Romano, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I tell people they need to get on there and see the pictures that were on there of you preaching Sunday.
Oh, yeah. It's not very clear.
I thought it was good. You were really getting into it. You had your hands up. And
yeah, I had to.
I thought, he's gone to preaching now. That's right. Because they're looking at you on camera. And in the audience. Hey, Gayleen.
Have a way of moving and
stuff,
and do a talk like this. And when people think I'm yelling at them or something, it's just like I'm trying to go the energy going.
Well, you looked like you were getting the energy going.
Yeah,
that's good.
I kind of wish to myself it's like I don't, because they're more like relaxing.
Well, no, I think you just be you. If that's the way you preach, then you preach your way. Y'all, we are almost through. I can't believe it. Did I turn? Yeah, I turned my heat gun on. Okay. Oops, I said that word. Sorry, Mr. FB. I didn't mean to say it. Heat tool. We had the heat on in here, Ramona, but I was too hot, so I turned it off. We'll turn it on again for you.
It's all right.
Yeah, but you got a sweatshirt on, too. You may be cold tonight.
Yeah.
You may have to plug that up over here. I don't think there's a plug up there.
Put it closer.
Okay, y'all, after we do the white drag, I can paint him a little eye. You have checkered that bunny perfectly. Thank you. You love the blend of pinks. I do, too. I think that turned out pretty good. It's really not going to be seen to compare it to the other side, so nobody would have known if we used two colors or one, but we know we use two colors, don't we? Yeah, little checks take longer than the bigger checks because you have to be more precise and more, I guess, more careful. Rodney's gone on a job in Nashville.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
In Nashville?
Yeah, he just got a call about it today. Well, this is part of his territory. It's just that he doesn't usually do much here.
You have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, y'all, I think we got 2 or 3 more, and we'll be done. Let's see. I'm trying to decide what to do on his whiskers. Do y'all think I should just paint them black, or do you think I should diamond dust them so they'll sparkle a little bit? What could we do to his whiskers? Right now, just painted them white. So what should we do to his whiskers? He doesn't need white whiskers. He's not an old bunny. Give me some feedback on what we should do on his whiskers, please. We also could put some diamond dust in the ears. But I guess we're going to have to make a decision on whether or not we think I need to make the ear checks smaller. If so, we would have to wait and do the diamond dust later, which is fine. Okay, did I get them all? Maybe a little one down here. And I think we got them all. Now, probably, I'm wondering if I need to do a little bit more. Let me see if I can just kind of paint a check in a little bit more by his eye. If you're going to bling him up, I say diamond dust. Okay. Vicky says diamond dust. You think I should put it on his ears and his whiskers, Vic? Or where do you think? I guess we need to decide if we think the checks need to be smaller on his ears. Hold on, let me get this little part right here. I could do another one right here. Let's do another one right here. Because his eye's going to be big and black. Yes. Yes, what, Vicky? His whiskers? Vicky is also an artist, you guys. I don't think she crafts much, but she is a wonderful watercolor artist. And she's done a lot of mixed media, too. She's done some really pretty things. Her Christmas cards every year are gorgeous. Okay, I think I like that better, and then I can put his eye right in there. See? Yeah, I like that. Inside his ears. Okay. Now, everybody that's left on here, tell me, do his ears, do I need to make, in his whiskers, okay, do I need to make the checks in his ears smaller? Yes or no? I'm going to get some black for his eye. And I think I'll put a coat of black on his whiskers before I put diamond dust on there. Okay, yes or no, the checks on his ears need to be smaller. Micheline loves it as it is. You don't think they're too big compared to his body, Micheline? Let me get this big old black eye put in here. I have to paint something. No, I love it as it is. Okay. Does anybody else think I need to paint them smaller? Or are y'all all agreeing with Micheline? I don't feel like you have to agree with her just because she's Micheline. Love you, lady. This was definitely not the brush I need to use for that black eye right there. I'll tell you that much. I shouldn't have used a Zen flat brush. I wasn't getting enough paint in there with the end of the brush handle. All right, let me put some paint on these whiskers right here because I know they're not white. Hey, Joanne Snyder, how are you? Thanks for coming on and watching. I'm trying to finish up our bunny here, and I'm trying to get some input into whether or not I should make the checks in his ears smaller to match the rest of the checks because they ended up being bigger. And I'm going to do something more to his eye, don't worry. Just wanted to get that black on there and let it start drying. We've got to do our white drags on our checks. So you guys tell me, yes, make this check smaller in the ear, or no. Just say yes or no. I'm bust eating cashew nuts. I'm bust? Oh, I bet you meant busy. Didn't you? A little typo. Busy eating cashew nuts. Romano likes cashew nuts too. We've been buying cashew nuts since he's been here. I almost got this black around his little whiskers. Okay. Yes, busy eating cashew nuts. Yes, make the checks smaller, Vicky said. Who else? Yes, make the checks smaller in the ears. And here's the other side. This part's about dry where we had to fill in, but you know what? I don't love it. I think it's too obvious. Let me see if I can get this off and try again. That ended up being too dark. I don't like it. Maybe I can, not hearing anybody else answer. If I make the check smaller in his ears, I'm going to do that offline. And then I can post a picture of the finished product because I don't want to put diamond dust in his ears until I've got the check smaller. Okay, I'll have to touch that up a little bit. The foot one did really well. So if I do his ears smaller, then I'll probably need to also do the legs and the tail and the legs and the tail smaller, right? While we're waiting on a decision. I'm going to do the white drags in the body because we know we're going to leave the body the same size. So let's get the white drags done in there. Put the rest of this black paint up, not waste it. Okay. So for the white drag, I'm going to take a small flat brush, if I can find one. I think I'll take this one right here. Okay. And I'm going to just, I've got white paint on my plate. So I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going to get some of my white paint on it like this, but then I'm going to rub or wipe a lot of that white paint off because you want to kind of do a dry brush. So I'm going to start in the white above it and just pull straight down. I may have rubbed a little too much off. This is kind of a soft brush to be doing this with, so I probably didn't pick the best brush, but now that I've started, I want to keep doing it. Okay. You just want to start in the white, pull straight down. It's a little bit too dry. I need to get a little more white. Okay, Micheline thinks I should not change the checks. Vicky thinks I should. We got enough people on here to vote, so let's get a vote going. Yes, change the size of the checks in the ears and the legs and the tail, or no, leave them as is. Oh, that's better. Can y'all see? Oh, you can't see what I'm doing? As I lean over. Okay. Some of these I think I want a little bit whiter. Okay, so there's the white drag. Come on, you guys. Yes or no? It's a simple question. Yes or no. I got one yes and one no. I'm making the size of the checks in the ears smaller. I really think they're going to have to be. Let me see how we can do that, because we want them to be about the same size as the other. Let me move this plate and lay this back up here. I'm going to tilt y'all down. Actually, I'm just going to zoom you out if I can. Well, what's a good point? Come on, camera, go out for me. Leave. Now, let me get you down. Okay, I'm going to see if we put this emery board back down. Let me turn it on the not so rough side. Draw a line and put it over here and draw a line. Whoops. Okay. Then let's see which ones would need to be white. Okay, so this would need to be white. That would need to be white. That would need to be white. That would need to be white. And, okay. So here's what we're going to do. We'll bring this back up here. We'll get our little Zen brush back out. We're going to go into some... Ooh. Go into this white. And we're going to put some on these checks right here, and we're going to see if we like it better. May take 2 coats. I don't know why that's going on black. Let me get my white paint back over here. Okay. This one needs to be white. Can y'all see? Okay. This needs to be white. Yeah, it's going to take 2 coats. Okay, turn it around. That little triangle needs to be white. That needs to be white. See, that didn't take long. That needs to be white. That needs to be white. Now, I've got to give it a second coat, but I think that looks better, don't y'all? Because those white ones were really big. So, second coat real quick. Probably can use the same brush to do my drag on here. Okay. And right here. All right, now, is that right? Okay, I'm going to have to go back and add a little bit of pink in some places, but let's just go on and, oops, do this drag. Okay, so now we have to add a little pink in a minute, but that size definitely looks better. All right. Now these won't take as long because they're small. So we can go right here and draw a line. And go right here. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Salud.
Gracias.
Okay, let me do this leg back here. So that one, this one is already the right size, but this one needs to come over here a little bit. But I think we need to follow the shape, so let me just bring it, freehand it and bring it down here. Okay, so we will need I may have to do a little bit of this too. Come down here, follow the shape, just let it go off, okay? Almost. I think this is going to look a lot better. Then we can put the diamond dust in. Once we get the drags done, put the roses on and be done, done, done. Done. Let's see. Leave. Let me go back up here. Micheline. I'm loving her. She's so darn cute. Thank you. Okay, so I didn't mark which ones. This one. I think I can figure it out as I go. All right, so we put white right here. Can y'all see? Yep. White right here. Just a thin line of white. And then put white right here. And white right here. We're going to take pink right there. Okay. Still got some pink left, so let's go over here and do white right here on this leg. I thought I I did put it on Do Not Disturb. Why am I getting a call? Skincare products at her spa. And I need to give her my card number. Okay. Now we'll go over here. That's really weird because I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I checked it. Sorry. Okay. Now we need to go back and add. Well, I could go on and do the white drag on this too. So let's do that on these. Whoops, that was a lot right there. Got a lot of white going on. And right up here. I may have to go back and touch up some of those with some pink because I got a little heavy-handed. Okay. And while I've got this open, I'm going to dip down in my white so I can put a little sparkle in the middle of his eye. May not be quite enough. Let's get some more. Now, got a little sparkle. May have to put some fake eyelashes on him. Y'all never know. You never know what I'm going to do. Got that in my white paint. All right, let's go back to the pink. We got to add a little more, three more pink checks with the red. Dip it in both. I will start right here. Y'all see? I'll start right here and add one there. Add one here. A little piece right there. Flip it over. I got to add one right here. And I got to finish this one right here. Oh, so much better. Need to do one right here. I missed. Go back and look. You find all kinds of ones you missed. Okay. And then over here. Gotta do some over here and we're done. Gotta put the diamond dust and we'll be done. Well, we gotta put our little roses on there. I forgot about them. I've got some color in the white right there where it doesn't belong. We also have to put a top coat on. And then I'll fix that boo-boo on the other side. Okay, y'all. We did it. Okay, so let me get a little bit of a white drag in the rest of these. I don't think he had enough white drag right there. I think Ramona's want to come in and hook his keyboard up. Okay, white drag here, here, there, here, there, everywhere, here, here, and oh, y'all, I forgot some. I forgot I had the ear. Y'all about let me mess up. I forgot about his ear. I have to add some more. Remember? Okay. About to run out of this red paint, but I sure don't want to put any more out here. Not needed. Yes. Much better. Flip it over. Do this one right here. This one right here. So glad we decided to go back and change these. Vicki, that was a good call. And a little piece right there. Oh yeah. Much, much, much better. All right, white drag. You can see we're losing people. I got to get finished up. White drag, white drag, white drag, white drag. Okay. So there we go. All right, we're going to do a little diamond dust on his ears. Where's my paint? On his ears and his whiskers. Then we will call it a day until I finish up doing what I'm going to do on his eye. I hadn't decided what I'm going to do there yet. So let's put this up here. This up here. Get out my diamond dust, which is, I think it's in my container down here. Hold on, you guys. I got to pull my big container out, my travel container, so I can get my diamond dust out. Thought I had some in the bus too, but apparently I don't. Oh, here it is. I'm about to fall out of my chair. Okay, here's the diamond dust. I'm going to put it over this parchment paper so I can put any extra in here that we don't use. And I'm going to get my Posh Chalk pigment infuser back out. Oh, if I can undo it. Here we go. Alrighty, let's do the inside of this ear first. So we'll put a little bit maybe down the center. Or do we need it all over? I'm thinking we might want to do it all over. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Love me some diamond dust. Ooh, 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 ooh. Y'all see? Still kind of cloudy because the stuff under it. All right, now let's get these whiskers. Get both sides covered real good. Real good. Real well. Where'd you go to school, Lisa? You know better. Your daddy would be fussing at you right now. If he was here, he's fussing in heaven. Lisa, you know better than that. My daddy loved the English language. He couldn't stand it when people messed up words. Drove him crazy. Okay. Looks like he got ice hanging off his whiskers. So fun. So fun. All right, y'all. That's all we're going to do right now. Still got to figure out what I want to do about his eye. Once all this gets dried, I'm going to put a top coat on. Oh, I was going to put a little... I'm not going to put the rose on yet because I hadn't put the top coat on. But I think I'm going to put a little... I don't like that one. I think I'm going to put one of these little roses on him. And maybe put a piece of bling, like right in the center of the rose. Hey, Chris Coon. Hope you'll go back and watch the replay. Yeah, see, my Do Not Disturb sign is on. So I did have Do Not Disturb on. What in the world? I thought you couldn't get calls or anything when you have Do Not Disturb on, but apparently I'm wrong. So, let me see if I can get you tied up. No, I don't like this stand at all. MacGyver's going to have to figure out a different stand for me. I so appreciate, I'm just going to hold it, you guys being on and sticking with me. And if you didn't get on, I hope you'll go back and watch the replay. If you haven't joined yet, hope you'll hit the follow button and go sign up for my Telegram that's pinned at the top of the page. I'll be praying for each and everybody who has asked for prayer. Hope that you will either drop me a DM or send me a text. Email at craftandcruise@gmail.com so I can pray for you. And I hope y'all have a great day. I will be back on again Thursday. We'll be traveling to Kentucky, so I may not do a craft Thursday. It may just be a quick live. But if not, I'll make up for it sometime next week. So I love you guys. Go out and be blessed and be a blessing. Bye.